Hello. So we're on the move. Busy old weekend for me. Ignore the rubbish on the table, but there we go. Hello, Bode. Hello, darling. Good little boy. I know. Okay, so yeah, busy little weekend in many respects. I haven't done a lot. It doesn't look like I've done a lot, but I'm knackered. So what have I done here, just to make it look slightly different, give it a different feel? As I say, ignore the rubbish on the table, that's all to be sorted out. But just there, if you can recall, my stereo was there in the middle. I had a couple of speakers and bits and bobs. So that's now moved in favour of these little fellas. Which means that I've had to move that. This reminds me, a friend of mine, Martin, said, what disc is that? Well, it is the wall. Martin, get better soon, mate. Got a friend called Martin, he's a bit rough at the moment. Been in hospital for a while, and he's got a long time now to recuperate at home. But get better soon, Martin. So, yeah, we've been moving this weekend, moving stuff this weekend. I think it looks better. When I sit here in the evening, it just makes perfect sense, really. Hello. I'm just making a video about it, take it out when I've made a video. Okie dokie, so that means obviously that it's now changed in here, because I've now got CDs and speakers and my stereos up there. So let me just get you comfortable. I'll put you on here. I can see, there we go. Okay. Just get comfy. Give me a bloody minute. I had a lovely message from a lady called Stephanie as well today, who said she's a part-time teacher and she loves to listen to my videos of an evening because she feels nice and chilled and relaxed whilst watching the videos. That's nice, thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie ordered a book and said it's great so far, so that's good news. So we're having a Slurpee. See behind me? Yeah, you can see the stuff, can't you, really? It's changed a bit. You know what happens when you got to change one very small thing, you end up changing 1,000 things. I do. So I wanted the stereo in here, so that meant that because I got it all set up in the lounge, I wired all the speakers in together. So I've got 4 speakers. Don't know what you can see up there really. What can you? They're right at the top. There they are. 4. Yeah, you can see them. 4 speakers. Just because they could bang, you know, they're really loud, they're great. I've had that for years. But anyway, so I wanted that in here. The only place it would go really is where it is now, on top of that freezer, and the speakers up on top of the cupboard, which meant I had to find a home for all the paint and all the paint brushes and all the rest of it. So you move one thing after another to finally get there. And at the minute, I'm not showing you, but I'm living in a bit of a pickle. Not bad. We've very nearly done it. It's 12:30. This is Sunday while I make this. Happy March. Welcome to March. 1st of March. So I'll have it done within an hour. I'll have it all done and, you know, that's it. So why move? Why have I moved it? Well, I'm going to be making a video on the 16th of this month, which will be it's going to be a premiere video, so quite a long video, but it's going to be my year here in this bungalow video. And I've made a couple of parts of the video already, and in one of the sections I said I can tell you what works and what don't work and things like that, and it just got me to thinking what really works, what do I love about living here. And I think we all know some of those answers. But what doesn't work, and I've never questioned myself really, what doesn't work. And what doesn't work or didn't work was actually having the stereo in the other room. I can play my music on my PC in here. I've got a little radio in the kitchen, and I've got a little radio cassette thing in the bedroom. And then my stereo, my big stereo, which is what I would normally play the main of my music on, that was in the lounge. And it made perfect sense. But it only made perfect sense actually because I've never had a big art room like this. What I found that I'm doing now here, living here, is I spend more time in here in the art room than I do anywhere else. The lounge I put into night mode, maybe at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that. And go in there with Bodhi and I give him a massage, put some gentle music on and chill out for a while. And sometimes I meditate in there, sometimes I read in there, and sometimes I just sit and spend time with my dog. So it is a room that is used, but it's used only for a short period of time. Out of that 24 hours, I'm only using it an hour a day, something like that. Something like that. Let's roll a fag and have a Slurpee. Why not? And I found that a great big stereo like that, that's got a lovely big sound, big warm rich sound to it, because it's 10 or 11 or midnight, I used to have it on like number 1 or number 2. Not getting the benefit, not getting the use out of it. Some nights I wouldn't have it on at all. And that would go maybe for night after night after night. All depends what I was doing and all the rest of it. So I thought it would make more sense in here, much more sense. When I'm working I can have music on. I do anyway, but rather than having music that comes out the tiddly little speakers, I've got additional speakers for my PC, and the sound is actually quite good. But it's not like what comes out of that behind me. Never will it be like that. So it just made perfect sense to move it in here so I can play my music regular when I'm doing my art, whether I'm doing my work, whatever I'm doing really. If I'm in here, then invariably I end up putting music on. I moved it yesterday, Saturday, and I've been fiddling around, farting around today. I need to sort the CDs out behind me. I'm not OCD in any way, but I do like to know where things are. And I've always had my CDs in alphabetical order. Not so much now, actually I haven't. I've always had it in band, you know, like Sade for instance. I've got, I think, 9 albums or something like that. So I just want all of Sade's albums together. Next to Sade, it doesn't matter on the alphabet. It could be New Model Army, or it could be Pink Floyd, or it could be the Associates, whatever, whoever. But I get all of In Excess together, all of Motorhead together. So I need to go and do that and tidy this desk up in front of me and just sort out a couple of little bits, and then we're done. But I found that I've been listening to music a lot more, even though it was just yesterday. I've listened to, oh dear, well, there was 3 CDs in there. I listened to all 3 of them. I listened to one twice because it's a live Sade live CD, so I listened to that one twice, so you could say it's 4 that I've listened to. Then last night maybe 3, yeah, I think so, 3. So already in one day I've listened to more music and a much better volume than I ever would have if it was in the lounge, if that makes sense. And it's funny because I've only just started to think, what doesn't work here? What could I make better? You know, what could I change? Is there anything that I could change? If so, how could I change it? That's what I've started to think. So it's thanks to living here for a year and this video that's coming up that's made me think along those lines of what can be adapted or changed or modified, or can stuff move around somewhere else, that sort of thing. I mean, stuff evolves and changes all the time. I've obviously got my shower in now, which is wonderful. That took a long time, but that meant that I've now got a new bottom of the bath. I've shown you those little round ring things so I don't slip. Then I got two shower curtains and put them together and put the shower curtain rail up, and that meant that I then changed other things, the flooring. I've redone the flooring in there and things like that. So things are evolving and changing, and that's how things are in a house, isn't it, really, you know. So for the next hour or so, I'll be sorting out, and I'll probably sort my CDs out if I can be bothered. We'll see. But I'm also working on a piece of art, which I'm not going to show you. You'll see my art that I'm working on currently. You'll see it in April because, as you know, in March I got a sale. But I'm still working on my art because I loves it. How can I not work on art? I absolutely love doing my art. It's a funny old day today, really. I woke up and it was very, very cold. Really, really cold. Then sunshine came out and it was absolutely lovely. Mr. Solarface was there kissing my skin in the garden. It was great. Then the winds come again. And we've got a sunny-ish day that sometimes goes overcast with grey clouds, but then with blue sky at the moment we've got in parts, but with this bloody wind, and the wind is freezing cold and Bodhi wants to go out. So I think I'm going to put my jacket on and just go out in the garden, kick the ball for him, give him a little play around, stuff like that. I think we're fed up now, absolutely fed up of this ridiculous weather. Doesn't make any sense. Also, I want to say get well soon, Marion, as well. My friend Marion has been under the weather and got various issues, so get well soon, Marion. Hopefully I'll speak to you soon. Who else is there? I could mention lots of different people, really. Hello, Lisa. Hello. My friend Lisa, she don't look it, but she was 50. And she's taken a few days off of work and her car's poorly, so I hope that that gets sorted. There seems to be lots of issues, don't there, just lately, for lots of different people. Bit of a pain, but I know you've had quite a nice week and you went out for a birthday meal and things like that with Josh and everybody. So that was nice. What else is there to tell you? Not a great deal, I don't think. Just a very quick catch up, really, that's all. Yeah, probably just to remind you about the art sale. That's the other thing I need to do today or tomorrow, is to sort out exactly what's going into the sale. I think there's going to be 12 pieces and there will be 4 that you haven't seen before. So 4 new pieces in there. So if you're interested in my art, have a look. If not, don't. You've got a choice to make in life, haven't you? Was I going to mention anybody else or not in this video? One other person, if you see it, Danny. My friend Danny. I've got an interview coming up soon, so good luck, Danny. I'm sure you're going to just walk that. I'm sure you are. But, you know, think it through. Take some deep breaths. Go in and give it your all, mate. You will, I'm sure you're going to do really, really well. And I'm sure my friend Danny's had a few problems with a few jobs recently and what have you. And things don't work out in life for whatever reason. And I believe they don't work out for a good reason, not for a bad reason. Everybody beats themselves up and says, oh, this job's crap. You know, they've sacked me, or I've left, or this didn't work. And it's like, it's all negative. Whereas I think, great, they've sacked me. That opens me up now to do whatever. Or I think, okay, I've left. Well, that's great because I've made that decision. It's a bold decision. It's a brave decision. When you leave work, it's a big, bold decision, I think, really. And you leave work and you step into something new. None of it's negative, it's all positive, I think, really. And moving on and stepping forward is the way to go in life. So on the 16th, just to remind you, on the 16th there will be a premiere. It's going to be quite a long premiere, and I will be chatting about various different things, different aspects of living here, and things like that, and how I see the future going, maybe, possibly, who knows. It's all good though, it really is good, because we're happy, we are happy, and it takes a lot in a way to make me happy. Not that I'm not easily pleased, because I'm very, very easily pleased. I mean, the sun's just come out right now, and that has made me pleased. I can feel that inside. But I'm always looking for better. I'm always looking for more. I'm always searching for something else. And I often think, what if? If only. Shall I do this? Shall I take the next step? And I've done that for pretty much most of my life, really. Take bigger steps into the unknown. I've moved a lot of times. But that's a good thing, it's not negative. It's funny actually, the move itself, I don't like the move, as in the moving out and boxing and packing everything, and then you've got to unbox. But that part of it, when you get to sort of 90% done, when you start putting stuff where they're going to live, or where you think they're going to live, like the stereo, I love that. And what it is making a home out of a house. That's the part that I love. Choosing the colours, laying carpets, doing whatever, putting stuff where it might live. I love doing that. I love to turn a property that's empty into somewhere that feels like home. I love to do that. But I'm done with it now, really. I have moved enough in my life. I've moved a lot of times, and I think I'm done. I'm done. Okay, so whatever you're doing, I hope you're not affected by the floods or the winds. And I hope that next week brings some peace, just some level, just some calm. Wouldn't that be nice? I think we deserve it. I think we deserve, for the next 6 months, to have a bit of that in our lives. Not wind and rain and it goes on and on and on. We don't want that anymore. Enough is enough. Anyway, we got, what was it, 29th, I believe, that the clocks go forward. The evenings are already getting lighter, which I've noticed. It was nearly 5:30, 6 o'clock perhaps last night, I don't know. But they're getting lighter, so that's good. So we're stepping into the light, we're stepping into the warm. Life is moving on, and spring and summer. Spring comes alive, comes awake, doesn't it? The world wakes up a little bit, and then we can bleed gently into a long, long, lazy summer. Somebody said this summer may be like the summer of 1976, if you remember that, if you're old. So wouldn't that be wonderful? After a rubbish winter of wind and rain and wind and wind and another bit of wind, wouldn't that be lovely if we had a decent, long, lazy summer? I can remember 1976, you know, this is an odd thing with me, but I've got a memory that everything was orange. Everything. As if my eyes were orange. When I looked out the window, when I walked down the street, everything was a kind of hazy orange. I don't know. Hello, my friend. Oh, are you going to attack me? Hello. Hello. Kiss. Kiss. Give me a kiss. Do I get a kiss? No. Oh, in a minute. I know. Get down there, please. Thank you. He wants to go out again, bless him. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that 1976 was orange. I just think it was... Do you remember all the grass died, so everywhere was brown anyway. So I think this oatmeal, this brown, this orange, I think it was just in the air. And I really think there was a different light in 1976. I'm sure there was. Who knows? Perhaps we'll have the same the summer of 2020. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Okay, thank you for listening. We'll be back at some stage, I expect. But if not, then we'll definitely be back on the 16th. So, have a good day, have a good week. And we'll be back soon. Take care and be well. Ta-ra.